All right guys, welcome back. So today we're going to look at a little comparison video, T100 versus T100S. I think we've clearly shown our enthusiasm for the T100 line of irons by putting them into
hard to endorse
bags.
it more than just literally using them.
Yeah, there's one thing being enthusiastic, there's the other thing is making a decision to play them.
Yes.
That's the ultimate enthusiasm and acceptance. So we do want to do a video on this because I think people just think that T100Ss are T100s bent strong.
Yes, 100%.
I think that's the main assumption.
That is the main assumption. I think everyone thinks Titleist did really well with T100s. They
Yeah.
don't want to lose the segment of the market that likes them but don't hit them far enough.
Yeah.
So they just bent them stronger and put an S on it.
New badge on it.
Yeah,
It's not the case.
it's not the case.
It's not the case. Just as we were preparing for the video and you're looking at the heads side by side, and I was kind of saying to you, look at the sole profile on both, and you know that's one of the first things, guys, to address is the modification to the sole profile so that the stronger lofted iron is in and out the turf efficiently.
Yeah.
A little bit more camber to the sole, a little bit more.
So that rounding, basically.
Yep, we'll have less turf contact and you will see the club exit a little bit quicker. Turf interaction, guys, is a lot of the feedback that you guys attribute to whether you've hit a good or bad shot.
Yeah.
So, you know, feedback is ultimately what draws the hands into telling the mind what happened, et cetera, et cetera. So, there's just more to this than sort of meets the eye. CG location is lower on T100S.
Okay.
In order to counter for the loft being stronger, so you're going to still hit, similar apex. That's going to be one of the things I'm curious about today. Is where does the apex sort of match?
Because ball speed will be a factor,
Yes.
launch angle will be a factor, spin will be a factor.
They'll all be factors, and we'll try. We will keep the golf ball consistent, so that we know that that's not a variable of this test.
Gotcha.
We're purely looking at a 30-degree lofted product, a 28-degree lofted product with the same shaft, same player, etc., etc. Then we're going to throw a little twist in there, and we're going to move the T100S to 29. Add a degree and take one off of the T100.
So equalize the loft.
Equalize them, get them matching up for loft, and then see if those weight placement differences still have an impact when loft is the same.
Gotcha. Love it. Okay,
Alrighty.
so we're going to start with the S model.
Yeah.
That's nice.
That's a nice swing.
Roasty.
A roasty toasty. Back right of the green. A roasty. Oh.
That's nice.
That's lovely.
Hot.
Scorchy.
Very hot. Ooh. As designed. That's quite a good one.
That looked like as good as you can hit it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of what I would like to see.
So there's the ball speed was up, and that's purely off of a bit more club speed. The efficiency actually wasn't crazy high, but spin rate obviously came up with it, Matty. That's lovely. Lovely little set with the T100 there, very comfortable obviously with those.
Yep.
Acoustically a little bit different, those two.
Absolutely. Yeah, subtly. Yeah. Both sound very, very good. I like the sound of both of them.
Did you feel anything with the turf interaction through the mat?
I felt subtly less turf interaction with the S. I kind of felt, at one point I was worried I was hitting them thin. So for whatever that's worth, maybe they were coming out of the turf a little quicker, but that's, not the biggest sample size for us to look at, but that's really good.
Give it a little bit more speed already there, hasn't it?
Yeah, it really
See if
did.
that efficiency is
That's different.
136, 136. Yeah, there you go, 136.
Huh. Nice.
Very nice.
That's, yeah, good yardage there.
That's lovely. Hit that one hard as well.
So it's got the degree of loft just adds a bit of an extra gear to it, basically. Flattens it out a bit. Strikes are good. Okay, one more. Sign me up.
In the zone.
Sign me up for this one.
Whatever this one is, I like
I
it.
like it. Good.
Nuclear.
These are hot. Lovely.
Better swing.
Oh, a little bit long. Boof. That's nice. Oh, yes. What a sound that is, eh? Sounds like a
They're a
three.
great sounding iron.
Whew.
Okay, guys, that was a pretty cool little test. That showed
Definitely.
up a decent amount of difference.
It definitely, if anyone was on the fence to whether they needed to make this set of irons, they are substantially different in flight, enough to justify doing both.
Yeah, agreed. There definitely seem to be very different flight characteristics. Obviously, the loft is attributing to some of that. 4 miles an hour in ball speed difference, 1.5 degrees in launch, and about 450-ish in spin.
Yep.
All that equates to basically what it is, which is sort of well, certainly in launch conditions that equates to about 0.5 degree of difference, but the ball speed is about a full club.
Yeah.
And the distance difference is about a full club.
10 yards. So it definitely achieves what it wants. And I think someone looks at it and goes, okay, well, did you just bend it stronger and that's why it flew that way? I think from my perspective, that being 28 degrees was still really good in the turf.
Yeah.
I think that's where the difference comes in. You'd be concerned about your T100 being bent too strong and digging on the leading edge.
Well, in here is where probably you want to talk about that speed most, because then we can go, well, how similar did we swing it?
Yep.
And then how different was the efficiency? And it's quite a lot. I mean,
Yeah.
this would be where I would like you to be from an efficiency standpoint, 134, 135, manage that ball speed. I don't want you getting too toasty in that if we get too low in spin, you're going to get flyers for days. Whereas here, you're in a little bit of a danger zone.
Hot iron there.
Hot,
Yep.
too hot. So, bit of a difference. Well, there's your 2 degrees of
There's
loft.
2 degrees.
But how the 2 degrees reacts is interesting. So it creates a little bit of a spread in the performance.
And so that 2 degrees might have even been flatter flying if the S didn't have the lower CG.
Correct.
So the lower CG helps that not be 4,500 spin or something.
And here's one of the takes from this that we were not expecting.
This is crazy.
Dynamic lie angle was about 2 degrees apart. Now there's more tungsten, as we know, in low down and in the toe in the T100S. No question, playing a part in how much it's pulling that club down.
So if someone doesn't really understand why, the head weights are probably the same total.
Yep.
So it's because that mass is further away from the shaft.
Correct.
It has more influence on
More
the droop.
influence on how it reacts relative. And we were wondering, okay, maybe that's just the swings that we
Yes.
made. Once we moved both irons to 29,
Uh-huh.
we saw the exact same thing.
Yeah, to the same amount, 2 degrees.
2 degrees again.
Very consistent. Yep.
Very,
we weren't,
very
we weren't
consistent.
looking for it, but it was very consistently
Was
patterned.
surprised. So we can summarize that if you're the player who needs to play irons a little bit flatter, maybe you're somebody who kind of overcooks the draw a little bit, T100S is a fade biased iron in that
It
sense.
really is. Yeah.
A lower spin, high ball speed, slightly fade biased iron.
Yep, and it performs quite well with a degree weak if you need that.
Yep.
The degree weak would take a bit of offset away also.
Yep.
So the 29 degree T100S is that exact person you're talking about.
Yeah.
Like keep the ball right of center and not
Definitely.
turn it over too much.
Definitely. Wasn't expecting to see that, guys.
No.
So in terms of the sole and how the sole worked, I didn't certainly see you get stuck with one or the other more.
No, not so much.
Wasn't really seeing that. Now you're somebody who controls low point very well. This was interesting.
Yeah.
Now look at that. So we've got 134, 138, and then you split the difference. So
That's pretty funny.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That is pretty
Exactly what you'd expect.
terms of the ball flight and the distance, 201, 202. So really, regardless of the properties and how the properties may be slightly different on the two heads, obviously they are producing a very similar result, Matty, when you move them to the same loft.
Yeah, I think you'd have to have the identical strike to know for sure if there's a difference in the CG. I'm sure over time it makes a bit of difference, lower CG in the S, but you're right, at the same loft they're effectively flying the same.
Good stuff, though, eh?
Really good, yeah.
So you can see how each of them has their own place.
Definitely.
The T100S. I think a lot of people in their minds as well, can we not just bend the 100 strong? What we're establishing here is the merit of adding another SKU to an already extensive line. When we counted the irons, we have 9 Titleist models available in the drawer now. From the 620 line to the T100 through T400 concept. Now, so there's a lot.
There's a lot. I think they've done a good job in identifying that T100 is going to be super popular because it's so good.
Definitely.
And they probably just wanted a little taste of that market that wants to hit it a bit further.
I mean, we thought that T100 was going to be popular.
Yeah.
T100S is going to be more popular.
T100S could be like a P790.
But with probably more bendable, slightly smaller footprint.
More classic look. It looks the same at address. You're not giving up anything in looks.
Improved sole characteristics. So rather than that wide, flat sole, now you've got some more camber to work with, a little pre-worn leading edge for the player who leans the handle a touch.
I would expect to see this in the Bay a lot this year.
This is going to be...
The boys are going to have that out a lot.
The boys are going to have a field day with T100S.
Love it. Great.
Good. Guys, okay, hopefully you enjoyed that. There's more extracted from that test than really we were even thinking. We thought we'd just, head to head, see the differences, put them at the same, see how similar they were. But there was a lot more came out of this than we even thought there would be, which we always love when that happens.
Love that. It's the best.
Good. Okay, guys, let us know if you've been out and tried T100 or S's. Let us know your thoughts. Let us know if it's on your list to go and try. Be keen to see, and if it's not, it probably should be.
Yeah.
All right, take care. We'll see you again soon.